Hello, welcome back. Mike Flanagan here with our county clerk, Register of Voters Cathy Darlene Allen. And it's been a fun, action-packed morning. Sure, lots of action on your side with all the precincts that are voting. And then on my side, trying to do a live stream on Election Day where there's lots of people also sharing information. So the bandwidth on the internet's been a little crazy. We apologize for those. But again, if you look for SCACtv on Facebook and on YouTube, you should be able to find the videos there. They just might not be exactly at the time we thought they were going to be, but they are there, and you really need to watch them because there's some great work of these high school kids. Cathy, what do you think about these young street journalists, we call them?
I love it. We want to get kids in high school engaged and hooked on the voting process so that they will be voters right out the gate when they turn 18 and continue voting throughout their lives. It's a great thing to get their interest when they're younger. We're always trying to think of ways that we can help increase that 18 to 24-year-old demographic, increase their turnout and their participation in the process.
Yeah, I think it's really important because we're both looking at this in different ways, but just as a citizen of the community, I think what we're doing here is so important. We're because these are kids, to be honest, when I asked, how many of you are interested in English or being a reporter or video, anything, and that none of them, it was crickets. And so they are enjoying themselves today. I'm watching, I'm listening, and they're really good. I mean, I'm gonna stop calling them high school students in the description of the videos because they're really more than high school students. They're citizens of the community, and they're going out, and just like you have your crack team of observers whose job is to come and observe all the different polling locations, and if something goes down, they're the people that will deal with it. And I was saying to Susan Wilson, my co-host, who's not with us at this moment, but she'll be back here soon from the League of Women Voters, we were talking about how we, the media, we are stepping up, and we're also being observers. And so I think the more people watch, the safer we all are. And Absolutely. The more people document, the better off we are. So did you have any thoughts else that you wanted to share with us? I know you're a busy person.
We have lots of folks that are coming down here to the office to register and vote today. We also have people just coming to scan their ballot and have their ballots counted here at the office today. And then of course we have 54 locations with 60 different precincts that are voting right now and will continue voting until the polls close at 8 p.m. And just want to continue to encourage folks to bring their ballot with them. We mailed everyone a vote by mail ballot. That's their ticket to vote. So if you bring that with you to your polling place, you can actually scan that ballot through the scanner at your polling place and have a much smoother voting experience. If you don't bring your ballot, then you just have to fill out a lot of extra paperwork, and there can be a little bit of a delay at your precinct. But my predecessor, Ann Reed, a wonderful lady, used to say, everything good in life is worth waiting for, and that includes voting. So it is okay if you have to wait a little bit of time to cast a ballot. And a little bit of time doesn't mean 8 hours. Well, but if folks do bring their ballots with them, they will have a little bit faster experience at their polling places or here in the office. In fact, right now there's a long line out in front of the office, and those are all people who need some extra attention, who either need to register and vote today, or people who forgot to bring their ballots with them. And the line for folks who brought their ballots with them is actually non-existent. I was able to walk somebody outside, and they were helped immediately without waiting at all to scan their ballot in. And you should see now on your screen a shot downstairs of the voting that's happening here at the Elections Department, 1643 Market Street in downtown Reading, right at the corner of Placer and Market. We have folks underneath several different tents waiting to help you, registering voters, booths down at the other end under Umbrella Alley for people to mark their ballots, and then you can scan your ballot and have your ballot counted, and then you get your I voted sticker and you're on your way.
Yes, and like I was saying earlier, we are streaming this to the SCACtv social media pages, and like I said, slight hiccups here and there, but the videos are up there if you take the time to look for them. And as you can see, we're just going to stream live the process. That's what we're calling this half of today, the process. Now, after the polls close at 8 o'clock, we're switching it up, and now it's the result of the process, of the democratic process. So right now, as you can see, the people are lined up out front and doing their duty. And if you look for that logo, SCACtv, that's on your screen right now. That's how you can find us on Facebook and on YouTube as well. And like I said, we're going to be showing this footage for quite a while. I think what we might just do, I think some of you just might enjoy watching people. And it's a little bit like being an observer, because I know you got to run. But real quick, can you just talk about what it takes to be an observer and what that duty's like?
So we are required by the state to have an official observer program, but we are happy to take anyone who volunteers for that. We started out with observers just inviting our local elected officials and other kind of notable folks in the community. And over time, that list has grown to almost 50 people that we invite to come and watch and participate in the process. Like you said earlier, the observation process actually encourages transparency, and we are very much interested in making sure that the whole community believes in the way that elections are conducted in our county. I wish I could be I could encourage people to believe in the way elections are conducted around the nation, but I'm only the boss of Shasta County's voting. I can't control the whole rest of the country or the rest of the state. So we spend a lot of time with folks who have questions and concerns, encouraging them to be observers so that they can come and see the process from the beginning to the end, and understand and help us make it better, and understand how the process actually works.
Yes.
How the sausage gets made.
And it's definitely very organized. It's my first year seeing behind the curtain, and you know, kudos to you and your team. You're very well polished and very professional and very considerate of everybody. I mean, like we say with our coverage, you know, unbiased election coverage, and that's what we're providing here today. It's a perfect team up of Shasta County election offices and SCACtv, and also she's not with us, but Susan Wilson from the League of Women Voters, another outstanding group that are very good about being fair and balanced. I think truly fair and balanced. I know we hear that a lot. So again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to let Cathy take off. But as I was saying, we will be bringing you the footage from downstairs. This footage right here. Whoops. Yep. And we'll be bringing you this footage throughout the day. And but a little added treat for you here, because Cathy has to get back to work. I'm going to share with you a couple of videos from the students. And these are some reporting that they did this afternoon. And so we're going to get that queued up for you. And it should be coming up on our screen here right about.
Hi, this is Madison Rimick. I'm from UPrep, and I'm here with the Shasta County Elections Office. So welcome back for this next update. We're going to be showing you all of the processes that go along in the election process in the building. So hi, I'm Madison Rimick with UPrep. I'm a high school student, and I'm working with the Shasta County Election Office, and I'm here with a worker who's going to explain what's happening in the tabulation room. So what's going on today?
Hi, my name's Anna. What the ladies are doing over here to the side is they're duplicating. So what happens is when we receive a ballot and a voter has made a mistake on their ballot, so they fill the bubble in, let's say for a proposition, and they chose yes, and then they decide that they wanted to do no instead. They'll often line through the yes vote, and then they'll go ahead and make a bubble in for the no vote. The tabulator, the machine, sees that as 2 votes, which is called an overvote. So it kicks it out to be reviewed by a person. So it's at this point where the girls can view it. They can also take care of any ballots that we receive that have been ripped or torn or had breakfast on them and they can't go through the machine. So at this point, they go through each individual ballot and they have to repeat to each other 3 separate times the votes on that ballot so that it can be duplicated to a clean ballot, which can be read through and tabulated. Each one of the ballots also receive a code. So the bad ballot, let's say somebody spilled the breakfast on that we can't tabulate, will receive a code, and then that code also gets put onto the duplicated ballot. So that if the ballots are ever questioned or anybody says, you know, how did you duplicate it? What did it look like? We can pull the spoiled or the bad ballot that had breakfast on it, and we can compare it to the clean ballot that was actually counted. So that has to happen with every single one that we can't feed through. So if the barcode got messed up, or it got torn or ripped or something like that.
Awesome. Thank you so much. That was a
Yeah,
great
it's an
explanation.
exciting process. It just takes a lot of time.
Yeah.
Welcome back. It is Sophie McKinnon once again. We are currently in the processing room, and Anna is going to explain the process that happens here.
Hi. So this blue wall that we have here is where all of the envelopes that have been sig checked and put into precinct order kind of come to live until we open them up and extract the ballot. So they all get stored in precinct order. Then the ladies here at this processing table will pull one blue bin at a time where they are checking to make sure that it was sorted correctly, so they have the correct precinct. And then they're extracting the ballot from that envelope. As they're doing that, they're also examining that ballot to see if there's anything wrong with it that'll keep it from being tabulated. So, for example, if it's ripped or it's torn or the barcode is damaged, anything like that that won't get counted and it won't feed through the machine gets set aside to be duplicated, which is what we've seen previously in the other room, so that it can be duplicated to a clean ballot that can be counted. So as you can see here, they're extracting and then they're creating their batches of 100. We process all of the ballots in batches of 100 through the tabulator where they get counted and each vote is accounted for.
Hi, my name is Lamisi Seen, and right now I'm about to show you guys how easy it is to register to vote. You could be 16 or 17 and pre-register like Madison and myself. Okay, so you get the registration form, and then you look at the qualifications. You have to select yes on one of these. If you select no, then you cannot register. For Madison and myself, we would put I am 16 or 17 and want to pre-register. And then you'd put your legal name, some simple identification, your address, the address where you'll receive mail, your registration history, your political party reference. You have all the options. And then you just sign in and you swear or affirm that you are a U.S. citizen or you're a resident of California and at least 16 years old. This is a very simple process, and I do recommend that everyone registers to vote because it's an incredibly important process in America. Oh, it inverted us.
Welcome back. I am Sophie McKinnon,
I'm Lamisi Seen.
And I'm Madison Remick.
and we're going to be talking a little bit about why teenagers think it is important to vote, and we gathered this from some of the other student volunteers.
Okay, so one of the main reasons that teenagers believe it is important to vote is that to keep the government in check so they don't have complete power. In school, we do learn a lot about checks and balances, so that is just a very important aspect that teenagers see.
Another reason teenagers believe it is important to vote is because it is one of our human rights, and it is stated in the Constitution, and so teenagers believe it is important to utilize that right.
And then another reason that we came up with why youth think that it's a good idea to vote is that it gives the people a voice and makes sure that the real opinions of the people are heard and then implemented.
And that's it for your section on why you should vote.
Hi, I'm Madison Remick with UPrep, and I'm here at the elections office. I have Hayden here, and he's going to answer a few questions I have. So I was just wondering, how does a person become a candidate?
That's a really good question. It depends on the office, and so election code goes into a lot of detail depending on what you have. So let's pick an office, for example. So to be a supervisor, that's a county office, and so they would file here, and they need to be a registered voter, and that office doesn't have any actually other real restrictions, and so a lot of people, they just need to file the correct paperwork, and then since it's a salaried position, there will be a filing fee associated with that, and they need to do that in a certain time period.
Okay.
Yeah,
Cool. So not too many restrictions.
not too many restrictions.
Awesome. So what about some other positions? Are they different or?
Sure, like judicial candidates, they need to prove, that they went to law school, they're approved by the bar, and so forth. And so we do review some credentials there, and so it's a little bit different in that aspect. It just depends on which office.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Cool. Well, thank you so much. It's been really great talking to you.
of course.
Hi, my name is Lamisi Scene, and right now we're in the limbo room. So the limbo room is where all the opened envelopes come. After the ballots are processed, we keep the envelopes in case in the future the ballot needs to come back. We know exactly where the envelope is. And yeah, that's really all there is to the limbo room.
Yes, you can see they're sorted by precinct, thousands of envelopes, each envelope representing one vote.
Hi, this is Madison Ermick back again in the elections office, and this concludes your sneak peek into the voting process.
Everyone, we're back at it again at First United Methodist Church. We will be interviewing the pastor of this church who has made this church a voting precinct. Stay tuned.
We're here right at the corner of South Street and East Street, and this is our church is a polling place here. And go ahead, what were you going to ask?
So, not many businesses in this area. They really want to open their area to the public because of, they don't know who's going to be coming here. So, what made you choose to do this service and open it as a voting precinct?
We've been a polling place here at the church. We've been a polling place for many years, and we have this church has actually been we've been here in Reading for 145 years, and we weren't always right here. We used to be a few blocks that way, 60, 70 years ago. But we've always seen ourselves as very central to the life and the sort of the everything about Reading, that kind of people working together and making things happen. And so we feel that being a place where voting can happen is very important for us as a church.
So, do you think you could expound on that? What does voting mean to this community and for you as a citizen?
Well, if you think about it, our church has always been very, very attuned to how people work together and how people make decisions together. And if you think about politics, that's really what it's all about. It's about people coming together to make decisions about how they will live together and be together in community. And so that's very much in line with, we as a church want to support that. We don't tell people, who they will vote for or how they should vote or what they should believe about those things. We just think it's important to provide a place and a venue, an environment where that can happen. And so that's why we have very willingly opened our doors to become a polling place.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And in this election, a lot of people, because they're not sure which candidate they vote for, they decide not to come and vote. What do you say to those people?
Well, I do hope they'll vote. If they're fearful that if they're fearful for coming because of the tension this year, I hope they will vote. Take their ballot to a drop-off box and do it separately like that, or even mail-in voting. But we think that the voting process, getting a lot of noise here, aren't we?
Yeah.
The voting process is very important, and so I hope people don't feel intimidated or feel like because it's because there may be tension around it that they wouldn't vote at all. I hope that they do still come forward and vote, because we think it's very important for people to be able to express their opinions and express how they believe both the city and the county and the nation should move forward.
Right. Thank you so much for doing this interview with us. And,
absolutely.
We hope this is a great success. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Well, that's all for at this time, folks. We will be back at it with more content very, very soon. Stay tuned.
Hey, we are back. Mike Flanagan, and look who I found. I found Susan Wilson. She's back with us for a little quick update. I was just showing her our fun little camera down on the street, and yeah, and you were just down there, Susan. I've been so busy upstairs. What was your observation of the voting going on down there?
Well, the line's getting longer. So that's the first thing to know, is the line's getting longer. But they have this great triage at the beginning of the line where they send you down a blue path or a purple path or a yellow path. And I think it's just grand, the way that they're moving people along. I saw people doing all kinds of things, tallying their ballot. I saw people dropping their ballot into the official drop box. I found some people filling out registration forms.
Nice.
So I think that was great. And today at lunch, actually, I lunched with someone who is not registered and had not planned to vote until I ate lunch with her and told her, just vote.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, on your screen right now, again, you're seeing that footage of the lines down here on the corner of Market and Placer, and it's a long line, as you can see. So you might want to set aside some time if you haven't got your voting done yet. And on the screen, you're seeing the logo SCACtv, and that's where we're streaming this to, either to Facebook or to YouTube. And on YouTube, you're going to look for SCACtv Shasta County. And on Facebook, it's just SCACtv. And we're going to be popping in and doing these videos every once in a while. We're going to end this one now, but it's been a couple people have actually suggested that, Susan, that we just run the camera, the footage, because they want to see the process. And I think, that's what this half of today is called, the process. So we might do that in a couple minutes.
Okay.
I'm also trying to share all the hard work that the students did. Their little, they've been going out and covering the polls or covering the process.
Mm-hmm.
They've interviewed some of the staff here. And so I think we're going to come back and do another one of those in a little bit. And all of these you should be able to find on playlists on YouTube or Facebook. So if you missed the live stream, there's still a chance for you to be able to go into the playlist and watch it at a later time. I don't expect everybody at 7 a.m. like us to be up watching YouTube or Facebook, but you can catch up. And we're going to be here all day till at least 10:30. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to take off for now. Thank you so much for watching. I just realized I accidentally had a graphic over your face the whole time, Susan.
Oh, that's good.
So
that's
bad.
good. I don't mind at all.
See all these buttons, So if you're just tuning in, I've kind of beat this horse to death several times over. But I'm like not only the host, but also it's called the technical director, and that's the person that takes the camera shots. And so I have to watch that button right there, because see what happened? And look at that.
Look at that.
Right over you. I am so sorry.
And I am the broadcast supervisor, so I should stop that button from being over my face.
I'm a broadcast supervisor too. But in the TV world, there's official terms. And I really tried hard to find somebody to volunteer to come and be the because it's kind of a very well-paying job. I mean, it's after the director. Technical director is pretty good. But I couldn't get anybody. This COVID thing is really, rightfully so.
yeah.
It's really freaked a lot of people out, and they didn't want to come down. I said, hey, look, they don't play around here at the Office of Elections. Everybody's masked up.
Everybody's masked.
We're masked. We have all of our cleaning supplies. We are so good down here and so respectful.
We even have spare masks.
Yep. All right. Well, we rambled. That was about a 25-minute segment, but that was great. We had Cathy Darling with us earlier on, and we were lucky enough to catch Susan and one of the really good coverage from the polling positions. So I'm going to take off, and again, thank you so much for watching, and we will see you soon.